Well, with no end in sight, many businesses have lost money and are in panic mode due to load shedding. Losses in productivity and profits are starting to take a toll on businesses, as many can't afford fuel-powered generators for alternative sources of energy. Now, Newzroom Afrika's reporter Nasiphi joins us now from Khayelitsha this morning as we, Nasiphi, try to count the cost of what these businesses have lost, indeed, if they've been able to make it through the lockdown and through continuous load shedding.
Well, Michelle, that is indeed true. We have just been hit, or rather businesses are still reeling and recovering from the hard lockdowns where we saw the outbreak of the pandemic forcing some businesses to close for weeks and months on end. And now that the economy is now recovering and businesses opening, they are now being hit by load shedding. We are in Khayelitsha, as you mentioned, at a place where it offers the community access to internet and also the computers, and they rely on electricity to ensure that they service the community throughout many townships in Cape Town. And I am joined by the founder here, Uluvuyo Khani, who's going to be talking to us about how how load shedding has impacted the business.
Morning, Nasiphi. I mean, for us as Silulo, it's been really difficult times. We just come from COVID. We're not yet to recover, and now we find ourselves now where the problem with the power. As you know, we're dealing with connectivity, we're skilling many people in terms of getting basic skills that where they get training around computers. We also, more so that, people are relying on us now, especially in the Western Cape, where they have to apply online. So when we find these times, it becomes much more dire in terms of the situation in our business. But we're trying. As an entrepreneur, we have to find ways now to deal with that. But it's like become a biggest cost. And I think we've lost probably about 20% of revenue with this kind of current situation now.
Is there any communication regarding when load shedding is going to hit this specific spot, and how are you preparing for load shedding?
We do. We do have some kind of we can go on the website. We know exactly where. But the problem is, if you go to Makaza or you go to Mkanduli, it will happen that load shedding today, the entire day, there's no connectivity. There's no lunch. There's no power. So sometimes, as much as you've got it, but sometimes you just find out, you don't even know. Now, when after this interview, I have to go to Makaza now to just figure out what's the problem. With the entire mall, there's no, so you find this kind of situation that you know what's happening, but sometimes it can't beyond what's been, ESCOM has told you, in terms of what's the impact now. So that's kind of where we, now looking in terms of finding batteries, in terms of victors, where you find generators, what can be make sure that we are safe in these kind of regards.
Thank you so much. That is the founder of Silulo. They're talking to us about, obviously, the loss of about 20% in revenue, looking at also procuring batteries to ensure that the business remains open and that they can also service the community. Later on this morning, we will be speaking to the MACO member of Energy and Environmental, who is going to be talking to us about ways that the city of Cape Town is going to ensure that they protect businesses and also residents regarding the load shedding, saying that when Cape Town, or rather the city of Cape Town, is in stage 2 load shedding, they will ensure, or rather they are ensuring that residents are on stage 1 around 10 p.m.
Nasiphi, thanks very much for giving us that perspective from a business in Cape Town.